When the tragedy of a plane crash strikes, teams of aviation investigators are called into action. Many of them from agencies like the FAA and NTSB were first trained right here in the Southland. CBS 2's Lisa Siegel has an inside look at how they work to keep all of us safe in the sky.
We heard it coming down, it hit, it exploded.
An Aeromexico flight crashes into a Cerritos neighborhood after a mid-air collision with a private plane.
Just started to do a big, huge plunge. Definitely out of control.
An Alaska Airlines flight plunges 18,000 feet into the Pacific.
And he just hit the water.
88 lives lost.
And it was a bunch of smoke. After that, it was smoke instantly.
A private plane crashes trying to make an emergency landing, bursting into flames on a street in Rosemead. The pilot killed. Investigators are called into action.
It's definitely hard for me to know that somebody lost their life, lost their loved one in that plane. However, that has to be put aside.
This is where some of the top aviation investigators are trained. Right in the heart of Los Angeles, in this nondescript warehouse most people have never seen until now. From pilots to plane designers, aviation professionals come to this crash lab, part of the USC Aviation Safety and Security Program. It started in the 50s at the former Norton Air Force Base in San Bernardino and evolved over time. From data collection to wreckage reconstruction to finding the cause of crashes, it is all part of the program.
An internal exam.
And it's all too real. This is the wreckage from a crash off Long Beach. This is what's left of the Rosemead plane.
What does this look like?
Obviously, this is a fire.
Did this fire occur prior to the aircraft crashing, or did it occur after the aircraft crashing? That's what their challenge was.
Tom Anthony runs the aviation program. During his time at the FAA, he helped in the investigation of the 9/11 hijackings. Now, he's passing his knowledge on.
This airplane crashed into the ocean. It looks like that it hit some hard object. In fact, at that speed, the water is very hard. This is an example of the strength and power that is contained in a thunderstorm.
Anybody surprised to see an engine part that small?
The skills that we learn here are applicable to any size aircraft.
People come to this course from all over the world, not only to learn what causes accidents, but how to prevent them from happening in the future. It's all about making flying safer.
We're the only business I think we'd like to drive ourselves out of business. We don't want to do another accident.
And what's learned from these accidents leads to change. Fundamental changes in aviation. Britt Ethold works for Boeing.
You know, Cerritos led to collision avoidance systems, which became mandated. Alaska Airlines 261 led to changes in maintenance oversight.
Sue Bates flies for a Canadian airline.
I have a notebook full of ideas to take back to discuss. We're a very safe company, but there's always room for improvement.
Tom Anthony knows some find flying scary, but because of increased oversight and training like this, he says flying is now safer than ever.
Commercial aviation in the United States and Western Europe is incredibly safe, but it is as a result of dedicated work by people who have been involved in this business for decades.
I'm Lisa Siegel, CBS 2 News.